This podcast is brought to you by our Anime Addicts community. If you would like to become an anime addict and support the podcast, you can go to aapodcast.com/join. Hey, you can go over to patreon.com as well. A lot of people heading to Patreon these days. And for good reason, because who wouldn't want a series of hentai episodes, hobby addicts, and after parties every month? 8 exclusive podcasts just for you. You're going to get 8 exclusive podcast episodes for the price of 75% of a Chipotle burrito. Are you kidding? It's the biggest deal of the friggin' planet. The only subscription program not subject to inflation for 10 years. Again, if you want to help out the podcast, aapodcast.com/join or Patreon, and we'll love you. And now, time to start the show.
Get ready! You're about to listen to the Anime Addicts Anonymous Podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at aapodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
I'm back from the dead. This is Caroline, and here I am back on the AAA podcast with my lovely co-host, Mason.
That's me. I'm the lovely one today. Thank you.
And he just as lovely, Mitsuki.
Hey, thanks. You know, I am not wearing pants, but I am drinking gin. So, and
nice.
Surprisingly, I took the pants off before I started drinking the gin. So, who knows what's going to happen from here? Oh, man.
Well, as you said off air, you did say that you could barely fit into any more of your pants, so...
That's right. Too swole.
Unleash.
Yeah. I will unleash what is hidden in my pants.
We're starting off early with the jelly bean comments. But I am glad to be back, and I was listening to the first of the 2 episodes that I was not here for, and golly... I missed a lot. And I'm kind of glad because you said some very jelly bean worthy things.
I'm sorry you feel like you missed out, but we did miss you.
I mean, I feel like I did not technically miss out because I had the time of my life. I was in the Netherlands and in France, and I just want to give a thank you to one of our listeners, Hanshap on Discord. AKA Steven, because he and his girlfriend, they're from the Netherlands, and they said, hey, Caroline, I know you're coming here. Would you like to meet up? And I'm like, frick yeah. So we had dinner together, and they were so fun, and they paid for my dinner. How about that? Round of applause. Yeah, so
wow.
Yeah, they were great. And I am very glad to be back so we can talk about anime.
You're a celebrity.
Yeah, I know. Look at me. Like
Z-list, but a celebrity nonetheless.
But speaking of the Discord, that's how they contacted us. You can join us on Discord where you can talk to us and many, many other fans of the AA podcast. We talk about all sorts of stuff, not just anime. You can also join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/AAA podcast every Sunday, 5 p.m. EDT-ish, because sometimes we're late on that. You can join us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and also, check out our Amazon affiliates page because if you go to supporttheaddicts.com and you buy something off of Amazon, no matter what it is, we get a little cut of it, and for no extra money from you. So, it's a pretty good deal if I do say so.
It's a great deal.
Yeah, definitely.
The best.
And if you want to rep the podcast, you can also get some merch from us at aaashop.info. Now, let's talk about what we have coming up in this podcast episode.
Yeah.
Our main topic of today is marry, fuck, and truck. So, what's the original game? It's like...
Marry, fuck,
Marry,
kill.
fuck, kill?
Marry, fuck, kill, yeah. That's the original. Yeah, I wasn't sure if there was any other difference in the words, but basically that, except we're not killing anyone. We're just going to be truck-cooning them into an isekai. So I guess the same thing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We also have an Unexplored Pictures today. Mason and I are going to be talking about Suzume. I've been very much looking forward to this movie, so I have at least a little bit to talk about, and maybe Mason will pipe in with his thoughts as well.
I wouldn't say I'm at a loss for words.
Oh, wow.
I'm afraid to
He's
know
ready
what
to
that
roll.
And to end the show, we will have our review of Raven of the Inner Palace, also one of my picks. So this is a very me episode.
It's fitting.
Sorry, but
I'm kind of a big deal here, so
yeah, it's gonna be all about me.
We
Not
tried to
really,
bury
but-
you in the Paris catacombs where you belong.
That I didn't get to. I think.
But but if you want to hear about that, you have to listen to the Hobby Addicts. So
You do.
they didn't want her peasant filthy bones.
yeah.
But yeah, I talk all about my trip during the Hobby Addicts episode, so you can check that out. And I have a few more details I would like to add during our after party, so I will just not be stopped. It'll keep going.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Don't
And then
even
with
know
that-
how to stop.
With that, let's have our big news of the week.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
I have count them, three random Japanese news stories that are all kind of funny. So I'm going to, Mason's counting. You can do it. Where's that third finger? Oh, he did. Oh, he held up 4. Sorry, no cigar. So the first story is drug dealers in Japan forget their pot stash and rental car and ask agency clerk to not look inside. So people that have not been to Japan know that Japan has the reputation of having, if not the best, one of the best customer service offerings in the whole world. And that's at pretty much any establishment at any income level. Even at like McDonald's, customer service is insane. Baskin Robbins, you'll never, until you've seen them building a sundae for you with tweezers, you don't know what customer service is. Anyway, so 2 men, both 20 years old, rented a car and returned it to the rental agency and said, quote, "We forgot something in the car. We're coming to pick it up, and don't you dare look at what's inside the car." Expecting that they, purely testing the degree that customer service will go in Japan. However, this is obviously a really suspicious request, so the people at the agency immediately went and looked in the car because, of course, they should.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, they should have just said, "We're coming back. I forgot my keys," but apparently they're not that smart. Also, they left a sealable pouch with they found 15 bags of some kinds of plant parts. Upon further investigation, they found 13 grams of marijuana. Gasp, which is like nothing, in the car. And
Scandalous.
yeah, and now both men are basically going to jail for possession of marijuana with intent to sell, which is like 13 grams of marijuana is not even half an ounce. So in Denver, that would be like $80 of marijuana. So yeah, so there you go. So that's the first news story. Second news story, 82-year-old Japanese man arrested without driving without a license. It says he had one 60 years ago. So old man in Japan gets
That
pulled
means
over.
something.
Yeah, old man in Japan gets pulled over at around noon in by the Hyogo Prefecture Police in the town of Shisol in the Yamazaki-cho neighborhood. I love the names of stuff in Japan. It's so nostalgic and just wonderful. Yamazaki-cho, come on, it's fucking great. I would definitely live in that neighborhood. So the officers pulled the guy over. He was driving an ultra compact K car, and I won't give the guy's name, but he said that he was pulled over, asked for his license, didn't have one, and told the officer, quote, "My license was revoked around the time I was 20, and I haven't gotten one since." And he's 82 years old. So that was pretty great.
Honestly, it sounds like you probably went 60 some odd years without renewing it and getting off the hook. So
Yeah.
power to him if he was driving that whole time.
Yeah, this just goes... Japan's already removing elderly drivers from the road. They have a lot of rules that they've put in place, too, which we should, too, by the way. Like, we shouldn't have 90-year-olds driving. So in Japan, they are, eliminating... There is like an annual driver's test you must take once you're a certain age in order to maintain your license. And finally, Japanese convenience store clerk outsmarts robber with just 2 words. So at a 7-Eleven in Saitama City, which by the way I thought was the 7-Eleven that was near where I was living in Japan because it looks identical right down to the parking lot. I was like, holy shit, is this my neighborhood? 56-year-old cashier, I guess, was working and was essentially robbed by some kind of a hammer that the guy had, and he asked to have all the money in the till, and he goes, "You've got money, right?" And the clerk replied, "We don't," which is hilarious.
I thought the words were going to be "no you."
It could have been "fuck you." It could have been anything, which is ridiculous because Japan is a cash economy. Like everyone uses cash for everything. It's like, oh, you're going to buy a car? Here's my briefcase full of bills. Honestly, that's kind of funny, but when the clerk said he had no cash, the robber turned around and ran out of the store. So, oh man, and this installment of funny Japanese random news stories. So, Caroline, what do you got?
All right. Well, a little while ago, when this first started, we talked about it on the podcast, the Naruto Top 99 character poll. So if you don't remember what this is, for their 20th anniversary, the creators of Naruto, they held a character poll from like across the entire world. And so the winner of this character poll would be given a one-off special story written by Masashi Kishimoto, the original author of Naruto. So the poll has received an estimated 4.6 million votes between December 21st and January 31st. And they have come out with the winner. They announced it on Thursday. So the winner of this poll is Minato Namikaze, the 4th Hokage from Naruto. That's Naruto's dad.
Oh. Boruto.
Boruto's grandfather.
Is he really that cool? Because I never heard of him.
No, I mean, he has some cool moments, but this is a running trend with this poll, is that so many characters have, like, I don't know, 2 seconds of screen time, and somehow that puts them over the top of so many better characters that actually have character arcs. So let's go over the winners of this, or the top 10.
Oh, top 10.
Poll. Yeah. So first place, as we mentioned, Minato. He'll be getting his own one-off manga story. Second place is Itachi Uchiha, which honestly I expected. In fact, I'm kind of surprised he didn't win altogether.
Why is he good?
Why is he good?
As far as I know from about the Uchiha people, they're just like angry, brooding,
he's like
people,
a
right?
massive fan favorite. Like,
is he a Vegeta type?
I don't know. I don't watch Dragon Ball.
Well, you should. You should watch a little Dragon Ball. It would make me happy.
Okay, so Itachi is like the double agent character. Like, spoilers for Naruto. Sorry, but initially he's seen as the villain, but he's actually working for the good guys secretly. So that whole thing and his brother relationship with Sasuke, people really like Itachi, so that makes him one of the biggest fan favorites of the entire series. Third place.
Yep.
So friggin' surprising. Sakura, of all people, gets third place. Tell me how that works.
Hey girl, you're looking so fine.
It makes no sense.
I don't know. Japanese people like her.
Fourth place. This makes less sense. Shisui. Most people don't know who Shisui is.
I don't.
He's like Sasuke's cousin. And yeah.
Is this one of those like elitist picks where everyone's picking some character that's barely in the show, and so they're like, "Well, I'm so cool because I know this character, so I'm gonna pick Shisui."
He does one specific thing that has major repercussions for the rest, like for like other major characters like Itachi, and sets a stage for something in the manga, but like he's in it for 5 minutes. He's not even alive in the current timeline of the show. He's dead
maybe
many
people
years.
I
just
say you, he
wanted
did.
more of his story.
I say
Maybe
you,
they were
he
just
did.
voting for him to get that one shot.
Maybe. I mean, I really that might be a true. That might be the truth. I mean, I can see somebody wanting a one shot of him, but he's certainly not. Like, he's certainly not worth 4th place in a fan favorite poll. 5th place, very surprising. Kakashi did not make the top 3.
Oh, I see why you think it's surprising. He is sweet. He is a sweet piece of ass. As we learned from our man tournament, didn't he get second, or didn't he? Did he win?
First, I think.
Oh, he won. See,
Thought he
there you
won.
go.
Or
Yeah.
because he was up there with like Gojo, and I think he won.
Yeah. So that's surprising. I mean, it's good that he's at least top 5, but I would imagine he should have been top 3.
How strong is Kakashi? Is he like a top 5 fighter, or because in the
So
early?
strong.
In the beginning of the series, he is very strong. He's like one of the strongest characters. But by the end, he's like an ant compared to like the superpower hijinks that happens in the show.
Oh no, he gets piccoloed.
Yeah. I don't know what that means. Number
Oh,
6.
okay. That's right. Shit.
Number 6 is Naruto himself.
There
which
he
honestly,
is.
I am a little bit surprised he got so high in the poll, especially since this is all to decide who gets a one shot when he had a whole shot.
Imagine if he got
He
another
had like
one.
7,000 shots. And he's 6th place.
If you had 7,000 shots.
Can you imagine
Mom
they do this
spaghetti.
entire poll and it's Naruto that wins and gets a one shot? Anywho, 7th place is Sakumo.
Don't know
Now-
this character.
Does anybody remember who Sakumo is?
Nah.
Sakumo is Kakashi's father. Again, 5 whole minutes. I can't even remember what he did. I can't remember his backstory. It was something tragic, but I can't remember it.
How many
Maybe
episodes is
Naruto
Shippuden?
fans just have big dad energy because
I
two
don't
of
know
their
how many
dads are making
episodes
the
Shippuden
list.
has specifically, but overall, Naruto and Naruto Shippuden has like over 700 episodes.
Because I feel like I've missed out on a lot of Naruto. Like, I've seen Naruto itself clear to the end, but 500 they're saying on Twitch. Well, I'm not watching that. Fuck that. Jesus Christ, 500.
I've done it. I wouldn't quite recommend
So has
it.
Pancake.
Just skip the filler. Yeah, so Sakumo's number 7. Just beats out Sasuke, which, I mean, I'm glad. I'm glad that no-name characters will beat out Sasuke, because he's the worst. Number 9 is Madara. Somewhat interesting. Can see it. Yeah, definitely. Number 10 is my girl Hinata. Love Hinata.
My girl.
My girl. And a special mention to the hilarious fact that Obito Uchiha was ranked twice in this character poll.
How the fuck?
Okay, so Obito, another spoiler.
Here it comes.
Okay, Obito Uchiha is in 11th place. And Toby, who is, spoiler alert, Obito in disguise for most of the show, was in 27th place. So Obito and his like alternate personality Toby both made the poll. And I feel like that's cheating because they're the same person. It doesn't make any sense.
What doesn't make sense is Toby is a terrible code name for someone named Obito.
But nobody got it until he revealed
Sure,
himself.
but that would be like if Mitsugi went undercover as like Sugimi or something. It's like
No, but the
Yeah.
difference is that everyone thinks that okay, so that would be saying like, okay, but Mitsugi is dead. And this is this random person that hides his
Could be.
face. Mitsugi's dead. This is a random person whose name is like an anagram, but also this same person freaking loves Moe. He's like, "Oh my god, I love Moe."
the perfect crime.
Nobody would think that's Mitsugi. Same thing with Obito.
You never know.
And just overall, the rankings are really just strange. If I have not hammered that home enough. Like, who the heck is Ashina Uzumaki, who made it like 20th something place? I do not remember. He's like just
Who
some
would you
random
have picked?
Uzumaki person. Why do I care about them? And why are they just ahead Nagato and Zabuza? Like,
Oh, Zabuza's pretty fucking dope.
yeah, Zabuza is so memorable.
He dies like
How
a
is
bitch.
it that this random person beats out him and far surpasses Temari?
Oh, here
How
we
is
go.
Temari in like closer to 30th place? And
She's
this
getting fired
random
up.
person. Temari should have been in the top 10.
Who should have won, Caroline? Who would have
tell us who
taken
should have
your
won.
vote?
I could have seen Itachi winning. I could have seen Kakashi winning. Personally, I probably would have wanted Neji to win. The music is far back. I could have used the music earlier, but
Who did you want to win, and who would you have
I don't
wanted
know.
to win for like the
There's-
one shot?
there are so many characters.
Well. So you should
I
know
really
that
liked Neji. And Rock
Okay.
Lee. Neji or Rock Lee, I suppose.
this website lets you sort by region. So if you pick just
Yeah.
Japan, Itachi did win the whole thing.
Okay.
If you,
I mean, he's second place overall, so I wouldn't be surprised if he won by region.
Yeah, the fourth Hokage, Minato, was the winner of North America. Boy, everybody
I'm
voted.
ashamed of us.
Hokage. Let's see, did Hokage not win any other regions? I'm gonna see if anybody. Okay. Central and South America, Sakura won.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know shit about this. Yeah, I'm surprised Rock Lee got 20th because he's cool as fuck.
Yeah. And, like, it's so interesting to look at the rankings because it's like, how did this person not get ranked higher? And where did this person come from? Like, how did 10, 15,000 people vote for this random person? Yeah, the website is a little bit hard to navigate because it's so, I don't know what the words are, the technical terms are, but there's just a lot happening on this website that it's hard to run. And yeah, I wish you could just see like just the text result and not all this frou-frou.
Slow
like,
as fuck is what you meant to say.
Yeah, it really was annoying to look through. But I recommend that you look through the results anyway because it's kind of funny to look at. And as you mentioned, you can specify it by region. But yeah, interesting results. And honestly, I don't know what to make of it.
I'm glad that you feel some way about it.
Mason.
Yeah, so speaking of Naruto, I don't have any big news, but there has just been, as we've alluded to in the past, just a overwhelming sense of invasion, a parasite, if you will, of anime merchandise getting into gyms across America.
Based. Can I
There
say
is
that out
just-
loud?
You can. And
I
you
learned
did.
last night what that means.
Very
I don't know what
based.
that means.
Based
You don't know
means
what it
that
means?
something is rooted in fact, I think, is what Pancake taught me.
I mean, I've heard people say based, but I never really knew exactly.
I mean, I think in common lingo nowadays, based is a positive affirmation. Like if you
No cap.
jumped up and did a backflip and landed on it, that'd be pretty based, no cap. So, yeah, there's just tons of anime merch coming in, but it's getting more advanced. So I saw a guy yesterday at the gym who had a Gaara from Naruto, the guy who has the whole weird bucket of sand as a backpack. He had
It's a
that as
gourd.
his gym bag. He had the gourd bag. That's a thing that you can buy.
That's a little
Like
weird.
there's so many lifting belts and straps that are I
Yep.
see adorned with lifting or with anime insignia, Berserk stuff, Naruto, One Piece, Bleach. I see those clouds all over people's like knee sleeves. It's
Yeah.
I hate the
it's
Akatsuki
so awesome.
print. Like, I feel like I never understood why people was so attracted to that.
In Denver, it's mostly Dragon Ball stuff, but you'll see some you'll see
Dragon Ball stuff, too.
you'll see some One Piece. And today I was at the counter signing in or whatever because I'm always there pretty much. And I could see like part of the desk worker's shirt, and I go, "Is that Junji Ito?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dope."
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
I
like-
never know what to say. I don't know if I want to be
Yeah.
that guy at the gym that's like, hey, nice Baki shorts or something like that.
They
You know?
love it, man. They love it when you
I know
recognize
they
their
do.
stuff. I
But
work
pretty
out in my AE86 Initial D shirt all the time. So that's
Yeah,
pretty much the
that's
only anime shirt I have that like. Well, that's pretty much the only one I own. So when I wear it,
yeah,
It's
I love seeing it.
it's so
And,
permeated at this point. Anime,
Oh, for sure.
anime is so big with the 20-somethings, it's like ridiculous. So the thing is that like a lot of the people that are 20-somethings were watching anime all along. But now anime is accepted enough that people don't feel ashamed about it anymore. So now they're just like busting out. They're like, "Oh, I'm going to wear my fucking socks. I'm going to wear my like my Goku sneakers, which I've never seen that, but that would be horrible to lift in anyway." PSA, you want flat shoes for lifting? you just see everything, honestly, and I love it, but it's so commonplace at my gym as well that I don't even really think twice about it when I see it. I'm just like, oh, okay, another shirt with Super Saiyan Goku on it, another One Piece shirt. So
Yeah, but it's growing, it's expanding, and I love to see it. And I do want to mention, in March, just a couple weeks ago, Jesus Oliveras set a new record for the highest powerlifting raw total ever. This dude
oh my
lifts
god,
across the 3 lifts, bench, squat, and deadlift, totaled over 2,500 pounds. Just
If I was
crushed
having
it.
my jelly bean contest still going, I would have
Jesus.
taken a jelly bean for gym references.
And I was watching an interview with him on Omar Isuf's channel, and at the very end, he's like, "Dude, what are your favorite anime?" And he says Blue Lock and Kaiju number 8. I love it. I love it.
That was a record.
Yeah, for the highest raw powerlifting total.
I was gonna say, don't people deadlift like 1,000?
I mean, he deadlifted 900 and squatted over 1,000.
Jesus, what did he bench?
Like a
Goodness, how long is this
meager
conversation gonna go
600.
for?
600.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my shoulder joints would just break like twigs. Holy shit.
I'm
Holy
just saying,
shit.
there's anime fans all over it. We talked about this with
I'm
football and
weak.
other sports, but you love seeing it.
Listen, I
That
PR.
was my big news.
I PR'd the other day. I bench pressed 260, and I was like thrilled. I was like, oh my.
That's-
Now I could have done more probably, but Pancake fucked up and she touched the bar. She said she took 2% off the bar, and I was like, now I got to do this fucking shit again. I
Yeah.
wasted all this endurance on this one rep max, and now I got to do another 1 rep max. So I might have been able to get like one.
You're almost at the 2 1/4s though. That's a pretty. The
yeah.
275 is a nice.
What are you ringing a bell
aesthetic.
for?
We have been talking way too long about fitness.
Where did this bell come from? Put your fucking bell away, girl. Anyway, yeah. Okay,
we can
all
move
right,
on.
We can move on, but yeah, I'm not great at bench press though. But yeah, I tend to get shoulder tendonitis, but that's cool. I think that if you, I do listen to Dragon Ball and anime music. Usually it's Hajime no Ippo music when I'm trying to do something difficult. But mad respect for the anime representation in the gym. So that's where it's all going to start. Then it's going to flow out from there. Mason, what's our main topic today?
Our main topic today, as Caroline said so beautifully earlier, is Marry, Fuck, Truck.
Fuck 'em.
And this was a Discord originated idea. It originally started with Lady Emery and Azulet that morphed into what you see today. So the way it works, and we reached out to the listeners to provide us with a cast of 3 characters each. And each of this group of 3, we need to choose one character to marry, who's going to be our life partner we're going to live day in and day out with. Who's the character we're going to do the nasty with? And who is the character that we are going to truck and have them be isekai'd to another world that we have to watch a 24-episode anime of?
Yeah, but
AKA
that being
waifu
said, if
hentai
something that we
isekai.
don't like, why would we put that on ourselves to watch 24
It's-
episodes of a show that we don't like?
Exactly.
I'm
Well, hopefully
ready.
the character is interesting enough to entertain us. So we have a bunch of listener topics.
Yeah.
We're just going to pick at random.
I like
Thank you
it.
all who submitted.
Mhm.
If you want to submit and be part of cool ideas
gotta
like this,
Google.
the best place is the Discord. That's the place to be.
Oh, yeah.
Because we decided to do this topic like 7 minutes ago. So
Listen.
that's why we do it.
AAADiscord.com. Look, we spent money on the domain. The least you can do is fucking use it. I know you're not using it. AAA Discord. Let's do it, people. Let's do it. Listen. If we get to 3,000 members on our Discord by this time next week, I will podcast without my shirt on, and I'll wrap my shirt around my head, and I'll paint myself green like Piccolo, and I'll have little antennas. I'll do it just for you.
How long have you been thinking about doing this?
I made this up just now. Let's do it, though. I'm serious. I am fucking serious. AAADiscord.com. Stop being lazy. Get your phone out.
Okay.
Make him
Okay.
Piccolo.
Yeah, I'll even
quite-
I'll even grunt like him. Urrah, urrah. Come on.
The first group we have to choose from, and we will all play along to this, besides the ones that are made specifically for a certain one of us hosts. The first one comes from Net, and here are the 3 characters we have to choose between. We have Thorfinn from Vinland Saga.
Ugh.
we have Goku from Dragon Ball, and we have Dark Schneider from Bastard.
Got him.
You got some strong opinions. Who you marrying, who you're fucking, who you're trucking.
None of them are great options, I have to say.
They're not always going to be great options.
What were they? Goku, Dark Schneider, and Thorfinn?
Thorfinn.
Jesus.
See, I have not watched season 2 of Vinland Saga yet, so I don't know how Thorfinn is outside of being just an angsty teenager.
All right, I know the answer here. I would marry Goku because Goku is very easygoing and would just pretty much go with the flow, and there wouldn't be a lot of fights. You know, he can pretty much provide easily. Like, he's so powerful, and he just, you know, the world would just give him money for existing. Plus, he's not a half-bad radish farmer. So, it's got to be Dark Schneider because the man's penis curls clear up to his belly button. He said so himself. That man's got one long member, and he probably knows what he's doing. He'll figure it out. But Thorfinn, that guy barely wants to be alive as it is. So we're gonna send him to a better place because if you've been watching season 2 of Vinland Saga, which is essentially like a farming simulator for the most part up until now. Thorfinn, he barely wants to be alive, and he definitely doesn't want to be where he currently is. So let's just send his ass to like a happier place, like the world of Konosuba or something, where he can just like goof off because he needs a little happiness.
For me, I don't know. I think Thorfinn. He's. I feel like he's an okay person on the inside. I think he's working through some shit. I'll marry him.
Dudes?
I'll help him. Marry Thorfinn. I'm gonna fuck Dark Schneider because he seems to know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. He's super gross. But at least, you know.
At least, you know,
he's good at what he does.
Sometimes could be a child.
It's taking everything I have to not just unleash the most inappropriate comments known to man right now.
Please don't. And I'm going to kill Goku because I have not seen Dragon Ball, but from what I hear, he's a terrible husband. Oh. So, yeah. Isekai Goku.
Chi-Chi.
He'll survive in the other world. He'll be fine, Mitz.
Chi-Chi's no prize, I'll tell you that.
Neither is Goku, apparently.
Oh, I'll take Goku any day. I'd rather fuck Goku.
All right. Well, Mason, what do you got to say? We have so many of these. I feel like we can't be too
We're not going to get through all of them.
Oh, we're doing them.
We're doing one of them, at least.
I'm going to do somebody.
Yeah, probably marry Thorfinn, because he's actually a human who could be a character that I live with.
You cut your cock off.
Probably fuck Dark Schneider and send Goku to another world.
Okay, so we're in agreement.
All right, newsflash: Dark Schneider, very fuckable.
Oh, no question, my dude.
He's fucking jacked as shit. His testosterone, his free T's like 900. He would just lay waste to you.
We watched an entire anime about that.
You're not going to waste all those sloppy goop. Next up, from Sejinther. This is elf-themed for fans of that.
Yes, thank you.
First up, we have, you guessed it, Mitz, Deedlit from
Load my God.
We have Shira L. Greenwood from How Not to Summon the Demon Lord. And finally, we have Tukaluna Marceu? Marceu?
Who?
I don't know. From Gate. So I'm going to have to look that one up.
I have not seen any of these shows.
What the hell was her name again? Tuka what?
Luna.
Tuka Luna. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. So it was Deedlit, Tuka Luna, and
Shira L. Greenwood.
Yeah. How?
And I have not seen all these, so
it's three blonde elves.
It's tricky.
God, I just want to have an orgy, honestly. Oh, it should be. Oh, please. Okay, so we're gonna take three of the hottest female elf characters that have ever existed, and I can't have an orgy. Okay.
Give us your answer.
My answer is: look, Deedlit is one of the hottest fucking anime characters that's ever existed. There is no doubt about it. So it would be my. I can't remember jack shit about Tuca Luna. Honestly, I didn't watch that much of Gate. She looks somewhat nice. I'm definitely gonna fuck. What the hell is the girl's name? Shara. Shara's.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it.
Just 'cause she has big teeth.
I'm gonna fuck Shara. This is a hentai episode now. Oh my god. Shara is way too hot to not have sex with. I'm sorry. I didn't want to play this game today. You guys wanted to play it. But Shara is definitely getting fucked. Deedlit is... She's getting fucked too. Honestly, I can't not. And then we'll marry Tuca. I can't kill one of these girls. They're just too...
You're not killing them. You're sending them to an isekai world.
Oh, that's true.
Does
that's
Deedlit
true.
have the wherewithal to survive? Does Tuca, like, who...
I'm fucking all three of them.
Just 'cause she has big teeth.
Look, Deedlit is so hot that it's like smoke. You've heard the term smoke show, right? Deedlit is so hot that like smoke comes off her body, like just on a daily basis. She's sitting there having like breakfast. She's eating like eggs or whatever. Smoke. It's just coming out. The smoke detector goes off. She's like, "Fuck, not again." You know, that's just life.
I'm just gonna isekai her.
The entire anime of How to Not Summon a Demon Lord literally revolves around Shara's breasts. So I can't not have sex with her. And this other girl, I don't even know who she is, but the hell with it. You know, I want my cake. I'm gonna eat it too. I'm fucking all three of them.
Fair enough. Caroline, any thoughts, or do we don't want to move on?
I have no idea who these people are.
Well, look them up
Let's move
and
on.
beware of the porn, because there will be plenty of it.
Next up, let's go with Raggedy Doctor.
You guys didn't even answer.
You
How
fucked
am I-
all of them.
I don't
There's
know
nothing
who they
left for
are.
us.
Who cares?
Bust out the Google, look them up.
We have so many other trios to look through that I don't really even care.
I'll fuck Shira, I'll marry Tuca, and I'll send Deedlit to an isekai world.
I'm looking up Deedlit hentai right now because why not? Honestly. Okay, what's next?
Let's pick up one for Caroline. This one comes from Lady Emery. We
All
have
right.
Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, Aki Hayakawa from Chainsaw Man, and Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan.
Aki, I don't remember him. Was he the
Aki
brooding guy
is
with the cigarettes?
Ponytail boy.
Yeah,
He was
okay.
the normal one.
This
Yeah.
is basically the same question. It's just custom fit for Caroline.
Okay. I will marry Levi. Because I know that sounds like every female anime watcher's answer, but he does have a heart of gold, and
Just
He's
a
a good
little
person.
one.
he's a good,
Just a little hard.
He's a good person. Aki, honestly,
Is he?
I was bored by him. I didn't like. He was my least favorite in Chainsaw Man. So let's isekai him, and I'll fuck Satoru.
Yeah, who wouldn't? I'd fuck Sato. I'd fuck Gojo.
Okay, easy answer. Done. Anybody else want to answer?
I feel like I'd have to agree for the most part. I feel like Levi would be crazy in the sack, but I feel like being
No,
the
he's
one married to
absolutely
Gojo,
in
I
that.
couldn't handle that.
I don't know about that.
I think I agree with your picks. I would do the same.
Mitz?
I have to answer this too.
I mean, you don't have
If you want to.
You know, I recently heard someone say that boring husbands make better husbands. You didn't really want your husband out carousing late at night and stuff. You know, being crazy at home. So I think Aki's the obvious husband.
He's gonna die in like 2 years, so.
Well, Levi's killing a fucking Titan, so he's probably gonna like wake up in the middle of the night and strangle you to death in a fit of PTSD. So I'm sending
No,
him to the
he's
fantasy world.
cold-blooded.
He'll do it with rope though, and what a way to go!
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, he
ODM
can.
gear.
We'll send.
Exactly.
We're gonna send like Levi. To the world.
BDS ODM.
What is that?
It's mashing ODM gear and BD all together.
Don't ask.
So yeah, we're gonna send Levi to a better place. We're gonna send him to. Oh yeah.
I mean, I would totally watch an isekai of Levi. Don't get me wrong.
Nah,
but
nah. We're sending him to like Azumanga Daioh. He can like hang out with that cat thing. and like
I would actually
pull
watch
off
that.
Chio's pigtails. And I'll probably fuck Gojo. You know, I think Gojo's probably got a tiny penis, but you know, it'll be okay. You know, they say that you only really need to be like 5 inches anyway. So
Thanks for the info.
There you
Caroline,
go.
pick a number between 1 and 2.
What? 1 and 2?
I just need to choose between which of these two options to read from.
2, I guess.
2. Okay. We have Ushio Kofune from Summertime Rendering, Eiko Tsukimi from Ya Boy Kongming,
oh, it's your boy.
and we have Chisato from Licorice Recoil.
Interesting.
Very
I feel like they're all
recent
kind of
picks.
similarly vibed.
Exactly. Ooh.
Does anybody
let's see.
want to go first?
I did not watch Licorice Recoil. So I'm going to say marry Eiko Tsukimi, fuck Ushio Kofune, and Chisato we're sending to the Shadow Realm.
I think I have to agree with you. I mean, I like Chisato too, but if I had to marry anyone, I feel like Eiko would be the girl. She's just a good girl.
Yeah.
Ushio is pretty cool. She would be, she would be cool to spend the night with. And then Chisato was like, yeah, I like her, but she didn't have as much of an impact than the other two, I don't think.
Who are these characters again? Ushio from what?
Okay, so Ushio is
Summertime
the blonde
Render.
girl from Summertime Rendering, the shadow person.
Oh, right.
Eiko, you know Eiko.
From what?
The lady with the
From
hat,
your
big
boy.
poofy sweatshirt from your boy Kongming. She wants to be the
Brave.
idol.
The idol girl.
Oh, the main
Main
character.
character.
Yeah. And who's the third one?
Chisato.
Chisato.
The
The blonde one
secret
from
agent
Licorice Recoil.
girl with the red outfit.
From what?
Licorice Recoil.
Oh,
Licorice
yeah.
Recoil,
So,
I
all
would
right.
say.
So it's blonde girl, oh, and blonde girl. Again? What is with all
To
the
be fair,
blonde
Chisato has
characters?
pink hair. They're all similarly vibed, you know?
Let's see, who's going to be the
You
best?
had 3 identical elves.
Yeah,
last
it was
time.
amazing.
And you were fine with that.
It was like I was having a dream that I didn't want to wake up from. AKA Spike Spiegel, thank you. So, let's see here. So we got Summertime Rendering Girl, Chisato Girl, and Ya Boy Girl. Who's going to be the best in the sack out of the 3 of these? It's going to be Chisato. There's no doubt about that. We're going to fuck Chisato for sure. She's the most athletic. She's spunky as fuck. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Kill? No. I'm going to marry one of them. Yeah. I'll marry Ya Boy Kongming girl because she's at least human. And the other girl we're going to send to like the world of, I don't know, some berserk or something terrible. Because she's like a shadow person anyway. Fuck her. Who gives a shit? I'm not gonna have sex with a
she's good
shadow.
person.
She's gonna give me some weird, as to be yet discovered, like STD that I don't want. So, yeah, definitely, that's my answer.
All right.
Fair enough.
How dare
since
you
brought
judge
up
me?
Spike, yeah, no judgment here. No wrong answers. Here's one I came up with for fun. We have Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. We have Bash the Stampede from Trigun. And we have your boy, Onizuka, from Great Teacher Onizuka.
Is this yours?
This is one of mine, yeah.
Vash, Onizuka, and Spike?
Yeah.
I mean, are you asking me to answer?
I'm asking everyone.
Caroline, you go first.
Technically, I've never seen any of these shows, but I do know of Cowboy Bebop. That's the only reference I have.
You haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, or Great Teacher Onizuka?
No.
She watched Naruto. She doesn't have time for these sloppy shows.
We should literally just ban Caroline from the podcast for a while so she can because anime today doesn't come fucking close to these shows. We really
Okay,
should
listen,
just
if you were to send me out on I don't know what are one of those things called
sabbatical.
Like, yeah, sabbatical. If you could send me out on sabbatical,
Yeah.
then I'll catch up on everything that I needed to watch.
I mean,
But I mean, okay, so like, you talk about GTO a lot. Onizuka seems like a decent enough person.
Yeah, he'd be okay.
But Vash seems cool. I've only really seen like the promo art.
He's
And
so cool.
is he a good person?
Okay, here's
Yeah,
the right answer.
pretty much.
Marry Vash, fuck Spike. Onizuka can get out of
Yeah,
here.
that's along the lines of what I was thinking. But put a little asterisk next to all those. I have no idea.
I actually think
Continue.
all three of these dudes would be terrible in the sack. Honestly, I feel like they're all
Really?
virgins. Yeah, Spike is probably the only one that has a prayer of not being a virgin, based
Spike
on the
is so
source
cool.
material.
He definitely fucks.
He also
Hopefully
chain
me.
smokes, so he's probably like has the lung capacity. Well, whatever. It's whatever Caroline wants. This is clearly a Caroline question.
Never seen any of these shows. You guys give your actual answers.
I mean, I would fuck Onizuka because it's like one of my idols. Honestly, yeah, I'd fuck Onizuka.
You make him draw that target on his chest and aim for it.
You know what? Actually, Spike would be a horrendous partner, and Vash is out of his fucking mind. So Vash is going to the isekai world. I guess I'd marry Onizuka because I actually
I'm
think
not surprised by that.
he'd have a decent shot of being a reasonable partner.
He would embarrass you every time you go out.
He might, but sometimes that can be fun because Spike would just Spike is honestly a boring character. Like he has no personality. His personality is like dry bread that's been on the counter for a few days and it's really stiff. And so you'll microwave it to make it better. Spike is cool, but he doesn't have a personality. His personality is basically I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and not talk. That's his personality.
Like a microwaved old piece of bread confirmed.
So
all I hear from Spike is that he wants to bang. So I don't know how that's not.
He'd
the easy
probably
pick.
he'd probably cry the whole time while he's thinking about Julia, the new villain of the series according to Netflix. So
Oh, not anymore because that's done.
because that shit got canceled because it was horrific. God, what a travesty. Yeah, that's my answer.
Let's do a Mitsugi one. This comes
We
from
did-
Raggedy Doctor.
I feel like they're all Mitsugi questions.
Do you have any Mason?
Yeah, where's the Mason
No one
question?
gave me a particular one, and I didn't make any of my backups for me specifically.
Who am I going balls deep with? Let's go. Come on.
We have Nashka from the Valley of the Wind.
Oh my god.
We have Madam President from Golden Boy, and we have once again Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, this is easy. I love it. So Naushka is for sure. She's for sure married because I
Yes.
tried to marry Naushka. What year is it?
Right now, or when
Man,
it came
I'm
out.
fucking old. I tried to marry Naushka 18 years ago when I was in college, and she told me she was already married to the forest. So, and that actually happened online. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Is
on
that why
Facebook.
you've been growing out your bush?
It's why I cry every night.
I'm sorry, what?
I tried to marry what? Yeah, my bush. I don't know. I have no idea what Mason is talking about.
Because she's married to the forest. It was.
Did you make a shrubbery question?
I don't need to explain myself.
Anyway, so I would definitely marry Naushka because she's kind of pure and beautiful and wonderful, and I would definitely just give her everything she wants in the whole world with that question. I'd buy her the house she wants. I'd get her the glider upgrades. We'd have little pets. We'd have 14 Tatos. It'd be great. We'd have little baby Tatos. Tato's cute. Can you imagine what a baby Tato would look like?
Would baby Tato be considered a tater?
Yeah, it'd be a tater. And we'd have,
tater-tot.
and they'd all have potato names. We'd have one Spud, Spudling, Spud It. It'd be
Mashed,
great.
Roasted.
And Cornelius,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, and rest in peace. Madam President is easily a fuck. She is dynamite in bed. She would just. She would be so insatiable that we'd have to go to a psychiatrist to get a diagnosis. She'd be absolutely just a dynamite animal. Faye, she smokes cigarettes all the time. She's her mouth is gonna taste like a disaster. It's gonna taste like it's gonna taste like I'm licking the inside of a farmer's leather boot after a 12-hour day. It's gonna be disgusting. Listen,
You'd
and
say
Faye,
that, but you love Onizuka, so
well, I don't know I don't know. Well, I'm not gonna. Yeah, well, Onizuka's gonna have to quit smoking. He can do it, but listen, Faye, she's got a rockin' body, but it's not as rockin' as Madam President. So Faye can go wherever. I don't care. She can go someplace where she can rob the men that she dates, because that's probably pretty much what she would do anyway. She would definitely like pull a Cardi B and would be like all about that. So she can go to like the world of Nadesco or something, where like monsters fight mechas and just be sad. So
yeah, definitely Isekai, Fae, marry Noshka, and while it'd be nice to marry Madam President and be that stay-at-home dad that I've always dreamed of, I think you just gotta fuck.
Have you dreamed of that?
Yeah.
No.
Probably
Nice to
same.
think about.
Because that would be fun.
We do have a Mason specific one in the chat.
Oh
Lady
yes,
Emery.
let's
From
do a
Lady
Mason
Emery.
question.
Okay, so we have
Thank you,
for
Lady Emery.
Mason, San from Princess Mononoke, Akashi from Tatami Galaxy, and Ramiel from Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh my goodness. I thought
Ramiel?
she was just gonna go with the characters behind me. Ramiel
Who the fuck is
the best
Ramiel?
angel, the diamond-shaped one.
What are you gonna?
Do they even have a human form?
So
What?
it's probably gonna be difficult to have intercourse with a giant galactic trapezoid-looking thing. So I will have to marry Ramiel because
What?
being connected to that greater consciousness, there's nothing like it.
That sounds toxic.
No, I think we marry Akashi. We
Oh my
have
god.
the scariest sex of my life with San from Princess Mononoke,
She would.
and Ramiel unfortunately isn't gonna make the cut.
San is
That
gonna.
makes sense to me. I would definitely marry Akashi.
San is gonna bite you so hard. Are you down for that?
I
She's gonna
got
bite you
thick
hard,
skin.
man. She's
I
gonna bite
just-
you.
I'm a big boy. I can
She's gonna
handle
be
it.
the best kinky vampire cosplay sex ever. She's gonna bite you so hard. She's a wild animal. She's gonna
Son of a
bite
bitch,
you
I'm in.
hard on your neck and probably gonna draw blood. So I hope you have makeup to cover that shit up, because when you go to work, we need a Caroline question.
Well, we already got one, but I can bring up another one of my backups.
I feel like we need another one.
I mean, I feel like I'd be okay with anything, but I do see that there's another set of 3 of very interesting choices for me.
Oh,
Of
wow.
the backup.
Please tell.
No, from like the list.
Oh yeah, which one?
There's like
Go for it.
100 of these.
Yeah, so I see highlighted in pink for me, probably.
Oh, yeah. I
Kirito
forgot about
from
this
Sword
one.
Art Online, Soma from Realist Hero, and Kelvin from Black Summoner.
Do tell.
Honestly, the problem's gonna come from Soma and Kelvin. With Kirito, I like slightly more. Mostly because there's a really good abridged series of Sword Art Online on YouTube, and that has endeared me to Kirito a little bit more, even though it's not at all his character in the
2
original.
reasons why you like him more. 2 swords, baby. That's it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
2 swords.
More swords, more fun.
Meanwhile, Kelvin only has that
Airtight.
stupid little ear sword that I'm like, what the frick is that? Who do I hate more? I don't know.
So wait, so you're marrying
I
Kirito?
don't
Is
know.
that what you're going with? You're marrying Kirito.
I don't think I can stand being married to the other 2, so I guess I'm gonna marry Kirito. Due to the fact that my hatred for him has been just stewing for much longer, I think I'm just gonna have to isekai Soma again. He'll have the time of his life probably.
Again? Is this the second
And
time?
I guess I'll have to fuck Kelvin. Fuck him.
Well,
Fuck
he's from an
Kelvin
isekai.
and his stupid little ear sword.
I have not seen Black Summoner, but I don't think I could marry or fuck anyone, and then next I'd be like, oh yeah, I did it with Kelvin. Like, just saying that out loud. I just don't know if I have.
I know that would
the
be like my
dignity.
biggest shame. But those
Oh
are
yeah,
the choices
me and
in front of
Kelvin.
me.
Oh, we did the nest. Like, I don't think no.
Okay,
I would isekai
so
myself before getting involved with him.
there you have it. Those are my choices. But let's do another one. There's just so many good ones here that I want to do them all.
Yeah,
Not literally.
pick another one.
I don't know.
Do we want to do a lady one or a guy one again?
I'm
let's
gonna
see,
answer
we have-
regardless.
Here's one.
We both
Sasha
know.
from Attack on Titan, Kaori from Your Lie in April, and Nagisa from Clannad.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna marry Sasha. There's no doubt about it. I love Sasha. Although I don't know. The other
These are all.
the other two are not that.
God.
I have not seen Clannad either, Sorry to say that. So I guess my choices are really, I'm just gonna isekai Nagisa because I don't really care about her. Kaori's pretty nice. Maybe she would be nice to marry. But I don't know. But I love Sasha too much to not marry her. So that's my answer.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Same for me, dog.
I mean, you realize these are all female characters that die?
Why would you spoil that?
Because these shows are old, okay?
They're not old. Sasha died like 1 year ago.
It doesn't even matter, basically. Honestly, she died and no one cared. And it had no impact on the story whatsoever.
Everybody cared.
It had no impact on the story. They moved on in like a minute.
Okay, not in story, but everyone else outside the story cared.
Let's see, who's going to be the best lay out of Sasha, the girl from Your Lie in April, and Nagisa is a terrible lay. There's no way. There's no way.
Course.
She's so sick.
Can you imagine her looking up at you with those big dumb eyes?
She is pretty cute, but...
No.
She's cute, but she's sick. I'm going to send Nagisa to a world where she can be cured. Like, we need to send her to, like, Dr. Tenma. We're going to send her to, like, Monster. He'll do surgery. He'll fix her. He's a good guy. I probably would bang Dr. Tenma. He's dope. Kaori? Who's going to be the wife? Kaori? Who's the other girl? Sasha.
He's, like, juggling over here.
Is just incredible.
Kaori's so young. I can't, like...
Sasha's about the same age. I mean, I guess
Jesus,
a
I'm
little
a
bit older.
pedophile no matter what I do. I guess I would fuck. Sasha's gonna smell bad. I'm fucking Kaori.
He's not wrong.
Yeah, Sasha's gonna smell bad. She's gonna smell like BO and fear. I don't want any part of that. All right, we're out of time. That was fun.
I
Yeah?
think we are.
Well, we need to do this again when Pancake is here.
Yeah, let us know if you guys enjoyed this at all, because she expressed wanting to join next time. So
Oh,
We
she
should
did.
probably cross off the ones we got to so we can remember next time.
yeah,
Yeah.
I will say that people should really watch Record of Lodoss War. It's like a forgotten show.
Why is this? What?
It's from the 80s. No one knows it. It's like old, you know? Like, I think
Where
it's from
did
the
this come from?
that's
80s.
the one that has Deedlit in it.
Deedlit. Yeah,
Wow.
Record of Lodoss War is classic fucking anime. Every single anime viewer should at least know what Record of Lodoss is. And
Add to my sabbatical list.
what is that? Late 80s, early 90s? I can't remember the year, but like it's Deedlit. God, Parn and Deedlit are that's S-class shit. So, yeah. All right, well, get us out of here. I don't even know whose turn it is to do this.
Well,
It's Caroline's.
my turn. Yeah.
Caroline, it's the Caroline. Yeah.
Let's head to our weekly trivia question. What is the gift that the Raven consort gives to her lady in waiting that upsets her? And we will give the answer to this question after the news break.
Hey, Anime Addicts, Mitsuki is here. I'm bringing you your anime news break, starting off with a little flip-flop back and forth with some new anime adaptations here. Pony Canyon has announced that the Yu Saito's Giji Harem manga is going to be made into an anime adaptation starring Nobuhiko Okamoto and Saori Hayama of Spy Family and Ballroom A Yokoso. The synopsis is about Eiji, a second-year high school student who wants to be popular, and to help him realize this dream, a girl, a junior in the drama club, uses her acting skills to create a harem of loving girls for him. So, romance comedy for sure. If you're a fan of rom-coms, look out for Giji Harem coming out sometime, I can only imagine, pretty soon. Next up, as I said, we're going to flip-flop here. Hideaki Anno comes out and says that for the first time in 30 years, his future is a quote-unquote blank slate. The man has no creative plans in the future, according to Hideaki Anno, saying, quote, "Nothing about my next work has been decided yet. For the first time in over 30 years, my future is a blank slate. I've worked so much that I want to take a break." End quote. You know, I think that in Japan, I can imagine that Hideaki Anno has worked very hard and is probably looking forward to a little R&R, if you know what I mean, which is sometimes is called retirement. I think Hideaki Anno is pretty old at this point. And next up in the news, Oshinoko-ko's, well, the newest best anime of all time, Oshinoko. The manga author Aka Akasaka is launching a new manga. The new manga titled Love Agency will begin in the 23rd and 22nd issues of Young Jump magazine on April 27th. So if you're a fan of Oshinoko and Aka Akasaka, another new manga is coming out, and you'll be able to check that out pretty soon here too. So enjoy that. And lastly in the news, video game maker Konami, which has a bad reputation for being a horrible place to work and also a company that's just terrible to its employees, had an employee try to kill his old boss with a fire extinguisher. Yes, I said it. Kill his old boss with a fire extinguisher. The Konami headquarters is in Ginza, which is one of the fancier parts of Tokyo. However, that didn't seem to stop one Konami employee for trying to settle his differences with another member of the staff by smashing him in the back of the head with a fire extinguisher. 41-year-old Hiroki Yamazaki was apprehended by police and other co-workers at the office after making some serious contact with a manager who was left with injuries suffered. So after walking, the man said that he was trying to kill him because he was bullying him and power harassing him. So in order to live, I wanted to kill him. Okay. Well, the pressures of working in Japan are high. And, I don't know what else to say about that. This is Mitsuki, and this was your anime news break. And now time to get back to the podcast. As we listen to the Dragon Ball superhero theme, you have to ask yourself, have you ever wanted to be a superhero? Well, I'll tell you how you can do it. The next time you go to Amazon to buy anything, go to supporttheaddicts.com first, scroll down, click our Amazon affiliates link, and you are going to be getting the podcast a sweet royalty because anything you buy on Amazon after clicking that link gets the podcast just that, a significant royalty from Amazon. You'll be helping out the show without having to spend any money yourself. It's just one extra step. You go to supporttheaddicts.com, click the link, and again, anything you buy on Amazon after clicking it will get the podcast a royalty. A new car, school supplies, office supplies, things for your house, video games, whatever it is, it'll get the podcast that sweet royalty. So remember, be a superhero. The next time you go to Amazon to shop, don't forget to stop at www.supporttheaddicts.com. Welcome back to the pod. What is the gift that the Raven consort gives her lady-in-waiting that upsets her? The set of hairpins, which are given to the Raven consort by the Emperor.
Regifting. That was not a good idea.
Yeah. So, I've been looking at cosplayers because I typed Deedlit in like an hour ago, and cosplayers came out, and I was like, what? I'm thinking now, like, what would it be like to date someone like Jessica Negri, who has like 1 billion cosplays? Is her house just fucking full of like, does her house look like the freakiest men's warehouse you've ever seen? Like, it's just
I feel like you have to have like a storage unit for all those kind of costumes.
Yeah, something like a Titanic-sized storage unit of just, and her house is just covered in like hot glue and like fur, bits of fur. It's like crazy. Anyway,
I would
guys,
guess you sell a lot of those after you wear them a couple times.
could be
Maybe.
that would be a smart move, guys. If you want to support the podcast, again, it's aapodcast.com/join. You're going to get access to our exclusive RSS feed that will let you access our exclusive content on your favorite mobile apps. Pocket Casts, Podcast Addicts, Apple Podcasts, etc. It's all there. You can get your hentai episodes, your Hobby Addicts, and your after parties. Hey, we heard about Caroline's trip to Europe on the Hobby Addicts today.
Yeah.
And by God, we're going to hear some more about it on the after party. I'll probably talk some video games. Mason will talk about a TV show, I think, that has a title that I can't
Something
say.
Weird.
I'm too afraid to say the title of the show because I'm going to say a terrible swear word. So I'm just not going to say it. But I am going to say that now it's time for Unexplored Pictures with Caroline and Mason.
Get your popcorn ready. It's time for Unexplored Pictures with Mason.
And Caroline.
That's right. We are a duo today on Unexplored Pictures because we kind of have a big movie to talk about. Not very unexplored, but brand spanking new, and people want to hear about it. We are talking Suzume, which doesn't need much of an intro. This is a 2022 film that just dropped in the West, in the United States, mid-April recently, and will continue international releases for the end of the month. So throughout the world, now's a good chance to watch it. The question is, should you? It's directed by the famed Makoto Shinkai, who's been pumping out a movie every 3 years, from Guardian of Words, Your Name, Weathering with You, and now his latest entry follows Suzume, a 17-year-old girl from a quiet Kyushu town who meets a man looking for a door. They find the door, and it is in this dilapidated ruins in the mountains. Suzume opens it, and just this huge calamity gets unleashed. And there's these doors around Japan that are bringing disasters, and the two of them go on a road trip across the country trying to stop the entity coming out of these doors and pretty much fucking shit up for everyone else. So, Caroline, what were your expectations coming into Suzume? How do you feel about Shinkai? What were your thoughts coming in?
Well, I don't make it any secret that I love Makoto Shinkai movies.
Mhm.
I will definitely acknowledge that they have their problems, plot holes, and they do kind of follow a similar type of story over and over again. But they are consistently gorgeous movies, and with great soundtracks. I enjoy the characters, the dialogues, pretty much across the films, and I don't really care all that much if they kind of follow similar themes. As long as it's a good watching experience, I'm all in for it. Your Name is my favorite movie. I have not yet come across a movie from Makoto Shinkai that hits those highs. And I was kind of going in with those kind of expectations with Suzume. I knew I was going to generally like it. Obviously, it's going to look great. But I was looking forward to see what's going to come out of this plot, because I didn't quite understand where it's going to go with this story, but I was nonetheless interested because it seemed like it would be at least a little bit of a departure from the whole love story across time and space thing, even though
It kind of was. Yeah, they didn't reveal much going into it. And what's interesting to me about Shinkai is that his trajectory as a director is all about honing and refinement. If you look at other directors, they do this show, and they're wildly disparate. But his movies follow a very similar pattern because it seems like he's just trying to perfect. He's trying to reach that transcendence of the perfect movie of a little bit of time drama, a little bit of romance drama, but you're always going to get that gorgeous production that you talked about. So I was expecting to see something pretty. I wasn't so hot on some of his latest works, but I was pretty neutral going in. I expressed doubt earlier on this podcast about if I was even going to see it at all. But thankfully, this was released not in a special deluxe 2-day showing thing where tickets are $25 a piece,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my goodness. No, this was in theaters all over the place, standard pricing, so it made it more inviting to go see it. That said, I liked Suzume. Right off the bat, if you're just here for the no spoilers, is it worth a watch? I would say yes.
And me too.
Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as I mentioned, standardly, these are gorgeous movies, and they deserve to be seen on a big screen. And the sound design, I think, is really good. I don't know if it's like all across like all theaters, but I could feel like the rumblings of these supernatural disasters happening in the movie. I don't know if that's like due to like, you know, the niceness of my theater, or if it's actually like a thing that happens in most theaters, but it's just, it was a good experience. I mean, it's a decent anime movie. If you just like anime movies, and I recommend it. If you are kind of jaded by the whole Makoto Shinkai tropes, then and you didn't really enjoy like Weathering with You, and if you certainly didn't enjoy Your Name, then you probably won't like this one. But
Yeah,
otherwise,
I mean,
it's a good watch in general for me.
yeah, so I would say it's in the middle to upper region of Shinkai's works. I really enjoy Your Name. I think Weathering with You is not that great. It had such a weak and unmemorable rising action. It had such a rushed pacing. It had such a underwhelming conclusion. And because his movies are all kind of in the same vein, it's so easy to compare them and say, oh, this one is clearly better for XYZ reasons. I know not everyone agrees, but Weathering with You seemed kind of weak to me. That said, Suzume is an improvement. The world felt so tactile. Like every bike and food container and lock, just they put in so much production making this world feel the way it does, and it's admirable and worth going just for that. Honestly, the strongest point of this movie, and we're not going to get into high-tech spoilers, I just want to give this movie a chance to be talked about. Not that no one else is talking about it, but it's very grounded. The character moments and the dialogue are fantastic.
I love the dialogue.
Way that
it's
these
so funny.
people
Like
are
it's just, it's great
not
dialogue.
A ton of comedic moments, but they all land pretty effectively. There's a great car scene. There's just a great way that these people.
Great chair. Like this chair is awesome, and I know that does not make any sense to anyone who hasn't seen the show or the movie. The chair is great.
See, it's the supernatural part that I don't care. Like when we're just going around the country and they're being assisted by women in different roles, and you see like the glimpses into their daily lives and their like struggles, and the way that Suzume like reciprocates by helping them out on the job, was perfect.
I do question one woman's decision to let this random girl she picked up on the side of a road babysit her kids for an entire day. I do
Desperate
question
times. Desperate times. But it's when the movie goes into this weird, I don't know, this weird like Noi Tamina inspired
I thought
chase
it was very
sequences.
Stranger Things vibes.
At times, and it felt like Nier Automata inspired in the soundtrack. Like this movie had a ton of references, but when it got too supernatural and we had this chair chasing this really mushily voiced cat thing, and they just were repeating the same things about, oh, if I just told you what you should know, this movie wouldn't be a goose chase for 2 hours. Like there were some moments like that where it just were weak. I didn't think the finale was as great, but overall, it was pretty solid movie. I just thought it was great. It's not the best. It's not Your Name, but it's worth saying. I don't know.
I will say that, I mean, to reflect on some of the not so great parts of the movie, like it did get a little bit repetitive with the whole cat thing. I didn't quite understand some of the motivations regarding the cat and the second cat that will come into play later in the movie. There was just this really weird moment, this weird like plot moment that gets dropped very quickly and never returned to again. I don't want to spoil too much of what happens, and honestly, even if I say it, I don't know if people would understand it. But there's a moment where a character kind of gets possessed for a second by one of the cats. And you wonder, what was that about? And why did that happen? And how did this never come back up again?
It was
and
just
that
drama.
moment was like, what? That confused me. Yeah, so character motivations kind of got a little bit muddled. I do enjoy the leads. I think they're really great together. And overall, it's a fun movie. It gets more into more fantastical elements, I think, than the other two movies actually, because I don't know, more tangible fantastical moments. And I don't know if it hits the mark of all the themes that he's trying to go for here, for me personally. But it's really cool in that there's references to like the disasters of Japan, like tsunamis and earthquakes, and like it's even based in like the 2011 earthquake and tsunami. like the main disaster that happened in it in the past. And it kind of reflects on abandoned places and how often these places kind of pop up in Japan because of these disasters. And the themes of closing the doors to the past and moving forward with your life, which is very poignant.
I kind of like Makoto Shinkai to move forward with his themes.
I did hear some people talking on Discord, like, wouldn't it be great if Makoto Shinkai just, directed instead of written? Because, like, I do like his movies, but I feel like it would be an amazing movie if he got, like, one person that is a good writer, that has a good story that they really want to tell, and Makoto Shinkai direct it and make it into something beautiful, like he does.
I just remember Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I remember when Makoto Shinkai was this genius that was the new Miyazaki. That was 15 years ago. And now Shinkai's probably played out half his career, and as far as I can tell, I don't know, his movies are so similar that it's kind of hard to really keep that kind of claim up. I mean, Miyazaki's got movies that are wildly different.
What he's done as far as bringing financial success and just eyes onto anime is comparable.
I mean, you could argue Demon Slayer did more in one TV show than all of Shinkai's movies combined. So,
I mean, objectively, numerically, no, but I know what you're saying.
Demon Slayer is the highest grossing film.
And I think this is the highest grossing in a bunch of other nations too. So it's not an argument. It's not a
It is an argument.
Competition. Okay, well then, if you look at who sold more between Suzume and the Demon Slayer movie, I think Suzume became the highest grossing in Korea and China. I could be wrong.
Is China even showing movies? Aren't they still on lockdown?
I guess they are. I don't know. It's a solid movie. Some parts don't land. I thought the beginning was the weakest part. It got better as it went along. Give it a shot. If you're even remotely interested in Makoto Shinkai, it's probably worth your time. If his previous works haven't done it for you, this won't either. So
yeah, if I were to give it, it has plenty of ticks in its positivity than negativity. Characters, good. Dialogue, good. Visuals, good, obviously. Music. The music was great. I mean,
many references to Ghibli and previous movies of his were fantastic.
And if you were kind of bogged down in previous movies by the whole Radwimps OSTs and just the constant singing from pop tunes, even though the music itself was good, the singing kind of takes you out of it. This movie has hardly any of that. Most of the music is instrumental, and it still sounds great.
Yep. Okay, yeah, I think we both approve it.
It's a recommend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk shit on Shinkai. I'm sure the movie's fine. It's just that every single Shinkai movie is basically at least aesthetically is identical to the one before it. I'm looking at the cover of this movie. It looks like 5 centimeters per second. It's another giant sky with stars and some unrealistic red aurora in it, and then what do you know? A male and a female character walking through a door. It just looks. Every fucking.
I mean, that's what I said at the beginning. If you go to a My Anime List page of a Makoto Shinkai film, the most recommended are going to be all the other Shinkai films. It's very much in lockstep with one another, and that's his refinement that he's working towards. So
yeah, but does that mean he's a good storyteller, or does that mean he has one story and nothing else?
I think he has one idea that he really likes and tries. They're not identical stories, but they do have a similar story structure.
I guess it isn't a competition. I guess my opinion would be that Makoto Shinkai is just getting his ass whooped by Miyazaki. Miyazaki ain't even trying at this point.
Miyazaki hasn't put anything out in a while.
He doesn't have to.
Whatever. I enjoyed it. There you have it. We should probably move on.
Yeah. Okay.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime.
Mailbag. If you would like to leave a mailbag, AAApodcast.com/mailbag. You can leave mailbags, anime Shark Tanks, hentai mailbags, topic requests, a whole bunch of other stuff over at AAApodcast.com/mailbag. Just like Silver Angel did, X Silver Angel. What is a part in an anime that you hated / drove you nuts? you may enjoy the show overall, but there's an oh my god, that's so stupid moment. Mine was in Dragon Ball Z when Cell kills Goku, and they are going to use the Dragon Balls to wish him back, and he's like, nah, if I stay dead, no bad guys will attack the Earth. 10 episodes or whatever later, Majin Buu's threatening the Earth, literally making his theory even sound more stupid. I wanted to go to Otherworld and kick Goku in the nuts and tell him he's being stupid. Plus, why did he have zero communication with his wife if he can talk to them at any time with telepathy? Because Chi-Chi's a bitch, probably. She'd be like, Goku, go on as to study. Why is he fighting Cell? It's like, oh, well, because probably just saving the world's better than learning chemistry. It's a difficult question. I hated Space Brothers in the desert section where they're doing their training. It was so slow and dry and just terrible. Not a big fan of that. Initial D had a section with Iketani, who's basically a side character that is just one of Takumi's friends, and he has this really cute romance in season 1, I think, and with this other girl who's a racing girl, and she's cute too, and she's perfect for him, and they like each other. And he literally doesn't, so they have this like plan to meet up for a date or something at like, wherever, and he literally doesn't go because he's just convinced himself that he's not good enough. And she waits there for like 3 hours past this time when they were set to meet, and then like an hour after he's supposed to meet, that he realizes that actually his boss at the gas station tells him that if he doesn't go, he's gonna fire him because he's being a fucking idiot. And by the time he gets there, he's like 4 hours late because it's like a 2-hour drive or whatever, and she's not there. And I'm just like, you're a fucking fool. Like, this was your shot, and you fucking blew it. 4 seasons later, you're still single. So yeah, you gotta just terrible, terrible, terrible. Sad times. Caroline?
Well, this is a great question because I feel like we could talk a while about this. Like, for example, one of the things that came up when I was thinking about the answer to this question was a certain thing happened in the last episode or two of Ranking of Kings that I won't get too much into because I have a much bigger answer for another show here. It's the very end of Showa Genroku Rakugo Shinju's second season, which if you have not seen, go watch it because it's really good. And then skip ahead of this section a little bit because here's a slight spoiler. It's insinuated at the end of Rakugo Shinju that there's a possibility that Yakumo had a child with Konatsu. And so they neither confirm nor deny it. They just leave it as a disgusting rumor that Konatsu's son is also the son of her surrogate father, who raised her, and she simultaneously hated for most of her life because she believed that he's the reason that her actual father is dead. So tell me how does that work? And why did they even insinuate it? It's just gross. What purpose did it serve except for making me want to vomit? And honestly, that's the one blight on this entire show is that they put that at the end and made me think about it. There's my answer.
Yeah, there's a lot I could go into, but since I had just gotten out of Suzume when I saw this question, there's a lot of the things in Suzume that I was like, come on, that's impossible. But Your Name definitely takes the cake with, there's certainly bits of calendar information that you would think the main characters picked up on the course of their adventures, that when you think about it, you're like, how did... I can suspend disbelief, but I don't like that I have to do it this much. But it happens, and it doesn't take away from the show or movie. So thank you for the question, X Silver Angel. And if you want to leave a mailbag, head on over to AAApodcast.com, click on mailbag, and leave one yourself. And we will
answer it. Okay, so the thing with Your Name, I had this same conversation yesterday about the whole Your Name thing. Because, like, of course, you're going to pick up on this one thing in the show. Like, how did you not realize this plot twist? But I can only, again, slight spoiler, I can only explain it away as the fact that they are both having a dream. And when you have to dream logic, you don't focus on certain things in dreams.
It's not. It's.
I know. It's just me, but it works in my head. So there you have it. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't take away. So let us get to your time, Caroline.
Okay, we are reviewing Raven of the Inner Palace, finally, because it is a fall 2022 show. I did an impression on it and passed it in episode 650, so you can go back and listen to that if you want. And it's on Crunchyroll. So here is the general synopsis. Among the royal court, there is an individual feared as much as revered, the Raven consort Ryu Jusetsu. Residing in her jet black palace, isolated from the emperor, she is the subject of countless rumors. Claimed to possess mystic abilities, she is said to take on any request, from finding lost items to inflicting curses. While some call her an immortal sage, others believe her to be a terrifying revenant. But such comments fail to faze Jusetsu, who prefers to spend her days in quiet solitude. That is, until Emperor Ka Koshun barges into her court and asks for her assistance with a mysterious case. And that's kind of how the show goes. It is set in like ancient China, where this new emperor just came in because he overthrew his like the empress dowager who took him away from his like inheritance, and so he takes his rightful place on the throne, and he meets the Raven consort, who is just a very mysterious person within the Inner Palace. And so yes, it is directed from the director of Gintama, surprisingly, and is made from Bandai Namco Pictures, Gintama and Birdie Wing, among the things that they've done, based on a light novel. And expectations prior to watching it, mine where when I was making my picks, I thought it was like a relatively unique premise. I liked how it looked, and I was in the mood for a period drama josei. After watching some of the episodes for impressions, I really liked the vibes and the characters, and I thought I was hoping that it would be a little less monster of the week going forward from it. I was hoping that it was going to lessen that and go more in towards an actual story. But regardless, I was interested in it, and I was hoping it would be good. Mitsugi, what did you think going in?
Well, it's a Caroline pick, so I thought maybe it's a little girlier than most. Oh, come on. You like the the heroine shows, and that's fine. It's all good. I feel like I heard a lot of I feel like I heard a lot of people saying good things about it. So I came in expecting it to be pretty good, actually. I can't remember if it was Caroline that said those things or other people, but
yeah, I don't think many people were talking about this show, which got me a little bit nervous going into it again, because I'm like, oh, maybe this didn't land the way I was hoping it would.
I mean, I knew nothing about it. I just think that I thought that basically I expected it to be a good show. I knew it was josei, which doesn't necessarily make it like bad. That's fine. Really, I'll give anything a shot. I mean, if it sucks, I'll tell you. But but I'm not gonna shun a show just because of its genre. I mean, I'm not the audience. Josei is like what, adult women.
You'll shun moe crap.
Well, moe crap is weird sometimes. It's like little girls. I'm 37, so kind of old. Mason.
Yeah, so I heard nobody talking about this show, but considering that it was set in some form of Chinese history, I was expecting something along the lines of Fairy's album. It's a 2020 donghua, which follows a mysterious young girl solving mystical spirit problems episodically, kind of like a donghua. Yeah, Chinese cartoons, but it's got dong in it. Very funny. You're right. Got him.
I think it's funny.
It's it's kind of like a Chinese version with a female lead of Natsume or Mushishi kind of thing. So I was expecting something like that here.
All right. Well, spoiler-free recommendation. I'll go first. Overall, I recommend it. I thought the production was pretty decent, and I really liked the art style, just like the story style in general. The music specifically, I thought was great. The thing is that I had trouble with a lot of the character names because the name of the characters are Chinese names in the subtitles, but for whatever reason, in the Japanese dialogue, they will translate these Chinese names into Japanese. But because I read English and I don't hear Japanese as well, I keep on referring to like the main character not as Jusetsu but as Shoshui. So I'm just gonna call her Shoshue or the Raven Consort because that's what I'm used to. So Shoshue is great. I ship her with Gaojun very much. I love them. I think the lore is cool. It does have some missteps with like a dropped plot point or two. And as I mentioned before, the Monster of the Week trend does go a little long. It does get into more story within the second half, which I'm glad for. As I mentioned, the names are confusing. A lot of the characters kind of look alike, especially like the male characters. So I got their names and their characters confused a lot. But overall, I really liked it, and I'm interested to see where the second season goes, if it gets one. And yeah, it was good.
Am I next?
Oh,
I believe so.
I suppose so.
By God, I already recommended this anime to a friend. An adult woman who isn't Pancake, who likes anime, and I said, "You'd probably like this. It's kind of written for you. It's in your genre." Josei literally means that it's written for adult women. It's probably likable for about half the audience, honestly. I mean, it's a hit or miss, really. The Raven Consort is honestly too good of a character to be in this anime, to be frank with you, because I think her as a character is pretty much better than the entire narrative of the show. The narrative really suffers in this anime. It's not strong enough, really. It's mostly an episodic short form story that has hit or miss little tiny one-shots. You may find yourself uninterested completely in a particular episode, only to have the next episode completely reset the story. It's basically someone comes to the Raven Consort with a request, and then they handle that, and they go through they flesh that out, and then boom, the next episode's another request. So you may hate one episode, and then the next episode might be great for you because there's not really an overarching story that's particularly compelling, I would say. But the Raven Consort is a great character, in my opinion. The setting reminded me of Sankoku Monogatari, except it's clearly not as good as that. Story of Sankoku is a really good anime. I mean, honestly, if you like this anime at all, like, I realize that show's from like the early 2000s probably, but honestly, that show it's a lot like this one, and frankly, better. So you should check that out. But this anime does have more eunuchs than you can shake a stick at. There's so much ballless men in this anime. The men in this anime have no balls.
I wasn't sure if eunuchs were often ballless or if they were all ballless. I wasn't certain.
It's historically accurate. It's historically accurate, too. It's historically accurate, apparently, in Chinese history to have male servants show their loyalty to a noble by chopping off their balls, which I think is very odd. I don't understand the point of that. It must happen when you're very young.
Until you try it.
Well, you're gonna bleed to death.
Who would ever volunteer to be a eunuch?
I don't know. Different place, different time, but yeah, you're gonna bleed to death if you cut your balls off as an adult. I don't recommend it. Who's next?
What do you recommend more, the show or being a eunuch?
Fucking show, bro.
For myself, I was a little more mixed on the show. Like my co-host said, I think that the character of the Raven Consort is really great. I think what she brings is really interesting and engaging, and the issues I had with her made sense within her character type. So we'll get into that later. That said, if you love the ancient Chinese setting of dynasties and emperors, as well as just the general style of Chinese dramas, this show will scratch that itch. Definitely give it a shot. But on the other hand, I found practically every part of the show to be underwhelming. The visuals were really weak. The directing was really bland. A lot of frustrating drama just with really bland mysteries to solve it. It pretty much went to go to one guy who has all the answers, and then the episode would wrap up. A lot of bland and repetitive dialogue, very exposition heavy. The show made sure to let you know. I've never seen another show make sure that you know that the main character is not sleeping with anyone. They made sure, man, is she not doing these nightly duties?
Yeah.
Every
Honestly,
fucking 10 minutes.
I appreciate this show feels different than other shows going out. It's its own entity. It doesn't feel like bog standard 8,000 other isekais coming out this year, so I can't hate it on alone, but it's kind of a nothing burger for most of it. Every time I thought it started to get going with a grander story, it kind of pulled back into its episodic shell, and it kind of frustrated me. So I don't think I'd recommend this to most people, but if you're into that Chinese style of dynasties and all that, it's probably worth your time to give a shot. So do with that what you will.
By God, is it time?
It's
I think so.
time.
It's time for spoilers.
Woo!
Spoilers are coming. Oh my god.
Oh, they're coming all right. Except the eunuchs
Where to
aren't.
start?
Except the eunuchs. Yeah.
Yeah, they have no balls.
According to the appropriately named Bone Crushing on Twitch, he says castrated is ballless. Eunuchs is both peni and family jewels chopped. Which, oh my god, that's even worse. Okay, so where do we
just
start
have
with
some
this?
they have like a little. It is important to note that eunuchs are castrated simply by removing their testicles, not the entirety of their penis.
Okay.
According to the Romans, I realize this is China, but I mean, come on, if you cut your penis and balls off, you're just going to be peeing out of I don't
Let's
know.
talk about the characters, because that was by far and away my favorite part of the show.
The Raven consort is too good to be in the show.
I
The-
love her. She's my new wife.
The episode where she's your new wife, she is beautiful. She's very beautiful. She does great things with her makeup too. I'm down for it. The episode where she gets really pissed. What the fuck happens in that episode? I was half asleep for most of this
Juju
anime.
was taken hostage.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
possessed.
Yeah. So she gets all fucking pissed and decides she's just gonna like exorcise this motherfucker. She's like, I'm taking you out now. I was like, I have a drop for that.
Yeah, we know.
So that was the episode where I decided that she was multi-dimensional enough to be a very good character. Not just a good character, but when she showed that extra side of her personality, I was like, this character is a cut above most and is great. And I love her. And
I love how her hair is like so long. Is like so much hair, but
she's beautiful.
brings them back up in those teeny tiny buns.
She's very beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
And
Can you talk about the hair dye thing? No, because I remember you talking about it on Discord. Her dyeing her hair.
Oh my god, it was so
Let me just take my
so
paintbrush
terrible looking.
and do with
Yeah, I'm
clean
just gonna
lines.
paintbrush it once and boom, it's black.
God, listen, I'm just gonna say, I know this is a side tangent, but this is brought to you by Caroline. As a man who has dyed his wife's hair probably a dozen times, it is not that easy. Okay, she's got a lot of hair. You gotta watch the anime, but they literally take a brush and they're just like whoop whoop. It's like it's almost like wiping a car's windshield with the paint, and that's just like enough to get it. Like that is absolutely not going to be enough. There's going to be hair under the top layer of hair, and then layers under that, and you're going to have to get it down to the scalp. It's just like comical.
In China,
They
like,
didn't give
surely
us-
it's not that easy.
Well, apparently she wants her daughter to be caught and killed because she was putting forth a lot of effort on that hair dye. Anyway,
I mean, it
more
worked.
important things.
It worked well, apparently.
Apparently, it did.
But yeah, I mean, okay, so back to like that one plot moment that you were talking about where Juju is possessed and Shoshui does her thing. That was one weird moment for me because like that spirit was immediately aggressive. Like he immediately possessed Juju. He immediately put a piece of glass to her throat and he's like, "Help me." Even though Shoshui is like more than willing to help everyone in this show. He did not have to do that at all. And then, after Shoshui freaks out and spares him, he's like actually a good guy. That really, there was no reason for him to threaten anybody's life, and it just did not make any sense that he did. I'm like, that was weird.
A lot of the side characters had very shallow.
Yeah.
Raven Empress, can you bring someone back from the dead? No, I can't. Oh my god! And like all pretty much everyone outside the main cast were just the most cartoonish cardboard stand-ins. But I do like the Raven consort. I think, she lashes out sometimes, kind of needlessly, where she's like, "How dare you pity me? Let me tell you the story about why you should pity me." But it makes sense. She's an isolated 16-year-old. It tracks. She has dimensions. She gets in a fight with Juju, and they both worry about it all day, like you would do. But they assess their faults, they learn, they grow, and they apologize. And I was like, yeah, that's great. That's how it would happen. And then they learn from it and have a better friendship. It's the core unit is well realized. Everything else that the episodes are based around are not, which is why when they tell these big episodic stories with mysteries and they have this big motion at the end where the characters are falling to the ground with tears of sadness or joy. Oh my goodness, you saved this person that's important to me. Oh my goodness, you killed this person that's important to me. As a viewer, I don't care. I have very little impact because they didn't build any of that up. So the main characters, good. The side characters were kind of shallow.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Juju,
I can agree to that. Yeah. What?
Juju is incredible waifu material. She is.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, no.
Are you kidding?
I mean, I liked
No.
her okay.
What?
Okay, explain to me.
What was special about her?
I mean, she's she's beautiful, cheerful. Oh, I think she is. I'm looking at a picture of her right now.
I mean, Shoshui is like she outshines her for me, but
I mean,
still
yeah.
like Juju.
I mean, the Raven I'm not gonna try to say her name. The Raven Consort is beautiful. Juju is also beautiful. Maybe not as beautiful, but But I said I was gonna. The Raven Consort is also a fucking tsundere who acts like a bitch half the show, and would be nasty to you half the time. Whereas Juju is like this cheerful, loving, domestic, just like, I don't know. She's the fuck. She just strikes me as being like a very pleasant person to be around, and I don't know.
Shade behind your back.
Now she's the traditional housewife. She's not like the new age woman, but like, if if the husband goes to work and comes home and Juju's at home, that'd be the life because she's beautiful and cheerful and kind. It would be a pleasant, very pleasant to be
There's a
around.
cat.
Yeah, there's a cat behind me. He's probably gonna try to knock Mega Man off the ledge, so I better move Mega Man.
Save
But anyway,
him.
I liked Juju. She didn't have much of a role in the show, but she was definitely waifu material, I would say. I mean, you don't want to have the Raven Consort as a wife. I don't think she's she can't form relationships. So
I mean,
good luck.
She's
she's
working
held
on it.
back by the. I find her so interesting. She's held back by the fact that she shouldn't form relationships because that will make her isolation even worse. And yeah, I like her. I think she has good reasons behind the way that she is. I think the lore of the Raven Consort is interesting, and like the secrets, like find like, oh, actually, you're probably just as powerful as the Emperor, but because they have like this terrible war-torn history that it's probably for the best that you just stay quiet in the inner palace.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird. I like the lore. There are some things where like, yeah, these gods are just spiteful, and there's just some dumb moments of like, oh, you killed this person. Okay, you're gonna be held hostage, and you can't see them for 3 years. It was just a little rickety, but it was fine. I just thought they were gonna do more with it. But
I have a similar idea between this show and maybe like Shadow's House, where the first season like had the potential to go into and delve into those things, but were bogged down by the starts of a story. But the second season of Shadow's House really delved into what I wanted from it. So I'm hoping that's kind of the situation here.
I could definitely see that being the case. I mean, I did like the initial parallels in a lot of these stories of the Raven Consort and everyone else kind of being children who were forged by the cruelty endured by their parents or sadness, and how that was kind of passed down through the generation and how they're going to overcome it, grow together. I can see where it goes, and I'm engaged and interested in that. But I think that what we all talked about is it's these mystery episodic stories that get in the way, that A, get in the way of the story we want to see, and B, aren't interesting themselves. Like there's many stories where, like episode 10, for example, there's this mask, which if you play a 5-string lute in front of it, you'll see a demon. Cool, I'm invested. And they go to one guy who says, oh yeah, a 5-string lute. I have it. I can play it. Also, I know the guy who's the ghost. Also, I know the whole backstory. Also, I killed him. Like,
Also, I killed Yeah.
What was the mystery? There was no solving. They just went to a guy. And I get it. You talk to people, you get clues, but you don't go to one person and get everything. And yeah, there was a cool shot of the ghost returning to rest and the Raven doing the flower move she does every single goddamn
Yeah.
episode.
That
And then
was
she's like,
incredible.
okay, I'm going to destroy this ancient treasure just cuz. And that's it. The spark, like, there are quality moments in every episode, but they were such a threadbare story linking them that I would just be ho-hum. Because I think overall, this show looked so on model and stiff that it was boring. So many reused shots, so many reused backgrounds. We spend all this time in this palace, but there's no good layout. It doesn't feel lived in. There's no life. They just are in these static, unthought of rooms that exist, but they're unimpressive. They're very unrealized. And I like the use of classic visuals for the stories and histories. That was a nice touch,
Yeah.
but it really looked bland most of the time.
I mean, I didn't really find it. I can see what you're saying. It didn't bother me too much. Maybe because like I'm just easier to please, I suppose.
It doesn't get in the way. It never interferes with the story. So if you're engaged with that, they don't need to be amazing. I just was not engaged there, so I was looking elsewhere for something stylish and didn't find it.
But yeah, that transformation thing, like with the flower, I know Mitsuki had it
Over
in his
and
notes,
over
too.
and over again.
Over and over again. Like, come on, yeah, but, like you take the flower from your hair and like,
The
cool.
only, I mean,
wow.
they did something interesting once, was when she was mad and she took the flower and then it grew in size. And I'm like, okay, that's how you take an established trope and tweak it. But they never did anything else with it. And also sometimes she would go to the left or to the right. So I thought, oh, because the first time she went to the right, or her right, our left, whatever, it was like to attack someone. And I'm like, oh, maybe the directionality of where she goes will impact the kind of magic she uses. No, it was just a decision they made. And it was a cool shot, but it was overused to the point of making it lame. So
Yeah.
I just think
Now,
the problem.
correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while since I saw the first few episodes, but I have a memory of, like, in like the first or second episode, they say that whenever you ask the Raven consort for, help, if you want something to be done, you will have to pay a price. Like, and the price will, be respectable to the favor that you are asking. I don't remember anyone actually paying a price for the favors that she doles
No.
out. Which, I mean, like, I feel like you probably should have
I mean,
either not put that in
maybe-
there or follow through on that, because that's a pretty big thing that you're like, you would die if you asked me to tell me, or if you asked the Raven consort to kill someone. And
I
yet,
think that was more about curses, where she was like, oh, if you curse someone, dig 2 graves. And then she made up the whole price thing to try to scare off the emperor. And then when everyone realized that she just has a nice heart and could just ask her for things. I don't know. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
okay. Mitsuki, were you going to say something?
I mean, I just think the show lives or dies by the particular story that's being told at the moment. You know, there are sections of the show that were utterly boring, and then there are sections that were compelling. For example, I thought the one where the woman who was waiting for the soul of her like lover to come back and blow the whistle or whatever, that was a good story segment. But
Yeah.
not all of them were that compelling. And really, I wanted the story to be more about freeing the Raven consort of her like curse or her bonds or whatever she has. But they never really seemed to get around to that. So, I kind of wanted that, and I assume that I have to wait till season 2 or 3 to get that. But I just think that, like, I wish these stories would be a little quicker to the chase sometimes. Like, I don't want to wade through 15 episodes of filler to get to the actual story. Like, just give me the fucking story. I almost feel like these shows are made with the intent to fill, like, multiple television series, like, seasons, and it's just too long sometimes. That said, I really liked the OP in the show. That was good.
I love the OP. I didn't like it at first, but then it grew on me.
It fit the show.
It was too mysterious for me.
Mysterious.
I love that. I love the song. I mean, at first I thought it was kind of like elevator music, and I didn't like it. but I'm like, ooh, this has a nice waltz feeling to it, and now I listen to it like every day.
Yeah, it's not bad. I thought the male characters in the show were really bland. It doesn't have enough romance either in it to be.
I could do with some more romance.
She held
Yeah.
his hand. What more do you need? That's R-rated, my guy.
I mean, he's the emperor. He should have just taken her, but he can't because she'll fucking die or whatever because of the stupid curse. So
No, like he has to respect her as an equal in this world.
She's
too.
the Winter King, my dude.
So this is a story where the emperor will go. Will go. Forgive me for saying he's going to go to great lengths for some pussy because he is going to spend a whole season trying to break this curse or whatever just so he can like have the Raven consort. At least in his mind.
I don't know if that's the reason. I don't know. I
Some
think
men-
it's just that.
Some men will go to great lengths.
It doesn't seem to be in his character to care that much about one, like to fuck a person and to go to that lengths. I think he just likes her and wants to help her.
I like the Emperor. He seems like a good guy. He's dealing with his issues. He's picking up what she's putting down. He's being the right amount of respectful, but also being like, hey, I'm here to help you. Let me help you kind of thing. So I think he's a good character.
Yeah, I like him too. And yeah, the characters were kind of hard to keep track, like the male characters. But I think once I kind of got, caught track of like who they are, like, oh, his main attendant, he's like kind of rude but stern, and has tries to do the right thing.
You'd be rude too if you had no penis.
Yeah,
That's why she's so mad at us.
And then like how her like inner circle grows throughout the first throughout the show and all that. I like that. One more criticism, if I could give, is that
I insist.
the Raven consort could stand to be a little more active when trying to save her own life. Because in the last couple episodes, I counted maybe 5 or 6 times that she just stood around while people threw themselves at her to protect her, like push her out of the way. Just in those last couple episodes, like multiple times, would she be like, oh my god, there's somebody coming towards me with a knife, and be like saved by any number of people pushing her out of the way. Like, girl, you could just move. Like,
He has been sitting in a room for 16 years. She has the athletic ability of a dead eel. Like, she has no reaction time or like, I get it.
And I can see that. Like, at first I could see that being like just being the case of she doesn't really have a lot of care for her life, because that would be a reason. Like, maybe I do deserve to die. Maybe like death would be better than this existence. Then I'd be like, okay, I can see that being the reason why you kind of don't care enough. But she says in the last episode that would be what the old her would have done, when now she has this inner circle of friends and people that she cares about. But if that was the case, why do you not have any self-preservation instincts?
New death threat, new me. That's what I say every time I get assaulted. Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't actually notice that, so
We need the hero to come save you, to express his masculine charm and woo the heroine.
Yes,
the incredibly
it's very
bland
wooable.
fucking character.
It
Like,
did woo me for the first time, but not the 5th time.
this anime is hilarious. Like, it has. You know what? Fuck it. It literally has the character designs of a hentai. You've got like this. Caroline, you don't watch hentai. You don't know. Don't give me that face. You have like so take Juju and the Raven Consort, particularly the Raven Consort. Like they've put a great deal of effort into the character designs of these girls, and then the men all look bland as fuck. They all look the exact same. It's just like another guy who looks the exact same as the other guy with a different colored robe, and it's like the Emperor. Good thing he's the Emperor, because he would never get laid, because that guy, his personality is like, I don't know. He ain't exactly interesting. He's not setting people's hearts ablaze with his like mystique and suave charm. He's just like,
He's a
I don't
go
know, he's more
master.
suave than the realist hero. with his talk of
Oh,
economics.
jeez. Let's compare the guy to.
God.
Let's
Profit margins. Oh my word.
Yeah, but you're comparing him to like the worst character you can possibly think of.
No, but
Gee,
I think he's
just
a very mellow kind of guy.
Listen,
but he does enough.
the show started out with him trying to like pick her up like right off the bat, right? I feel like that was the first 2 episodes or so, and I'm like, ooh, some like romantic flirtations. But then like the show just goes nowhere in that way, and he keeps coming back, and they don't seem to understand why. It should be obvious, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know, like his interest wore off on me pretty quickly because he just didn't really have much to offer. He's just
But he carves little birds.
oh, for God's sake, he's just another generically suave character that didn't have much to him. He's shallow as fuck. He's a kiddie pool. You know, the Raven Consort was like a lake. She's got some depth, but he was a kiddie pool. So there's not much going on there. And the eunuchs, they're just there to like hand people things and kick things.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were all like martial arts specialists, and that was part of their eunuch training.
I didn't know that a man that's not producing testosterone really because he's got his balls chopped off is, so athletic and strong. It's like, I had my balls chopped off when I was 7. So basically I'm genderless, but yet I'm like this, buff martial arts badass. Like, oh, well, you probably have all kinds of health problems because of that, but fuck it.
Well, that
Whatever.
was science time with Mitts. We ready to score this thing?
It don't matter. Yeah, sure, why not?
Should I go first?
Yeah. It's your
go
anime.
for it.
Okay. Well, I know that I kind of shat on it quite a bit, but regardless, I just really liked this show. I could do with some more action, more narrative, but it was just really appealing to me. I liked the vibes, and just overall, I just liked it. And I can't explain it further than that. So with that, I'm going to give this show 4 hair peony transformation sequences out of 5.
Mason?
Yeah, I think this show is a bit of a hidden gem, but only for a select few people. I can acknowledge its virtues, but sadly, for me, the most consistent part of the show was how unengaging it was. And I just can't give high marks to a show that I didn't enjoy. So I'm going to give this 2 times that I did not perform my nightly duties out of 5.
She does not perform any nightly duties. I wouldn't have mind seeing it. She was
When she's wooed by the emperor.
She was very
She never
beautiful.
kneels. It was
Listen,
like saying in the Inner Palace. She never performed nightly duties.
She was very beautiful, and she would probably look extremely irresistible with her long hair all laid out on a like all swirl. Like what was the one character from To Your Eternity? The girl who gets murked.
It was like Reen?
Yeah, so there was a shot of her right before she died, where she had her hair like all swirl, all laid out perfectly.
Hell yeah. No, actually, I don't think she died in that. Did she?
Oh, she died. She got
I
crushed.
thought she lived
This
life
is
after
the
that.
most spoilery episode in a long time.
It really is.
Watch your fucking anime, people. It's not my fault if you're lazy. I would have loved to seen the Raven Consort, like even in just a cutaway scene where like I just wanted to see her hair like all ornately laying all over like a bedspread because it would look so beautiful. And I'm not even talking about the sex. I'm just talking about like just to see her hair because it was so long and you just know it's beautiful as fuck. And it's got like flowers in it. It would just be swoon worthy. It would be simpable, honestly. But
she has like a moment like that in like the ED where she's like standing in a lake.
the anime doesn't. It's not bad anime. Like I watched this about 2 episodes a night, and it was okay. I didn't hate it. Like honestly, like it's fine. Really, I mean, I even recommended it. I'm gonna give it.
I'm actually not surprised you liked it.
I just wanted a little more. I mean, I don't really mind the Josei stuff at all. It's just I wanted a little more of a narrative. Like I need a narrative. But the Raven Consort I thought was a great character, extremely memorable, and ultimately, the anime was pretty okay. And I hope that if there's a sequel, that it'll focus on a continuous narrative that is surrounding the Raven consort, because let's face it, she is the fucking show, and all these spirits and shit, I just don't care about their stories. I want her story. And so I'm gonna give this. I'm kind of torn, but I'm gonna side with Caroline Little here. I'm gonna give the anime 3.5 regiftings of hairpins out of 5. I loved Juju. I put her in my pocket and carry her around and do errands.
What?
She's so cute. She's so
Okay.
she's cho kawaii. You know? She's cho kawaii is sugoi bijin, you know what I mean? So yeah, I would just put her in my pocket, carry her around, feed her a cracker once in a while, and she would just like hang out of my pocket and like look at things and go, where are we going? And I'd say, we're going to we're going to the gym. And I'd put her like on the bench press, like the seat, and she would just sit there and hang out. And then I put her back in my pocket and we'd drive, and she'd be in the car and he'd be like, where are we going? And I go, we're gonna go to Sonic. You want something? And I gave her like one cheese stick, that's enough. And she's like nibbling on her little cheese stick. And then, and then we're going to go to like a Hobby Lobby. I'm going to be like, well, we're going to buy some pretty silk flowers. I'm going to make you like a nice little place to hang out in the house with pretty flowers because you're pretty, and then I'd make her feel good. Just like that. That's exactly how it would happen.
That's very nice
come
of you,
from?
Mitz. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this.
I enjoyed Juju. She's so beautiful and pure. I mean, good Lord. Anyway, get us out of here. Fuck me.
Okay, that was very interesting. But thank you everyone for joining us for this episode. We talked about a lot today. And you can talk with us more through Twitter, on Facebook, on Discord. Just go to AAApodcast.com and you can find, links to basically all those things. We're also on TikTok too. And without further ado, next week we will start our spring impression.
Oh my God, I'm so behind on this. I have to watch so much anime.
I haven't even started, so you are far ahead than me. Okay, so thank you for
Nope, we're
joining us.
tied.
We are gonna head into an after party where I'm gonna talk more about my trip. So join us there if you want. And we will talk to you again next week.
Toodles.
Bye.
Toodles.